I'm waiting for this thing to start so I can stop the YouTube one. I press start. Yeah. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. We got trying to kick this thing off here. It's been a while. People will catch it on the replay, I'm sure. We got one person, Gold P Us. Hit one in the chat if you can hear me, just so I know that everything's working. Gold P Us. Let me, okay, nothing in the chat yet. Let me see. I'm just gonna
that's
kick
Gold
it.
Professor. Yeah, that's Gold Professor.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah,
All
he's in the
right.
space. So
Okay. So is he a chartist?
I don't think
The
he
way.
is. He's just a normal dude. What's up, Gold
Okay.
Professor?
Gold professor, you say?
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing.
Okay. Well, for those who join later, we're gonna kick it off. We are. And you see, first of all, on this channel, you notice I haven't posted in about a year. I got discouraged with YouTube. I'm still discouraged with YouTube. My subscribers got stuck on a number like 850 or 750 or something like that for like a year. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. How did that happen? So what's up, Go Professor? So I'm like, how does that happen? That you get stuck at one point like that. So I just got discouraged and I just locked in on the small group I have on Patreon. And every Saturday we do we get in them charts for like a good 3 hour session. It's deep. So we you name it, pretty much. If it's important and big and moving, we cover it, from crypto, metals, currencies, whatever, hot stock, the Nvidias and Apple, you name it. We do it all. We are technical, uh, devotees of technical analysis. Our particular discipline is wave theory. We have diversity within the group. We don't have exactly the same methods. Lionel is the Elliott wave theory purist, classic,
Yeah,
classic
yeah.
Elliott wave theory, and I'm the renegade.
Correct.
Okay, and so the way we do it is we put forth our assessment of what the chart is doing, and it ends with, when we have a disagreement, it ends with we'll see.
Yeah.
Because as it says on the thumbnail, charts don't lie. you know at some point, that's the beauty of technical analysis. It's way more objective than fundamental analysis, which is subjective. um, Waiting for, a lot of times, earnings report, you think about it, earnings report is data that's already old. The earnings report is looking at the past 3 months, and then it takes a couple of weeks after those 3 months for you to get the data. Whereas technical analysis is real time every day, especially if you know something like Elliott wave theory. So we're counting the waves if the price is moving along. Sometimes it gets a little vague about what the price is going to do, but eventually the price will do something demonstrative, definitive, and all the bad ideas or projections, they get invalidated, and you just got to suck it up. It's wrong, keep moving. And in my group, we are also day traders. We are prop traders. We trade for some of these prop firms you hear. If you don't know what prop firm is, that's stands for proprietary traders. Basically, learning how to trade other people's money. right? And I support the idea of trading in the prop realm in the beginning rather than using your own money, because you are absolutely lose. Okay, you're gonna lose a while before you win. There's some art science to this you have to learn. There's some discipline that you have to get, and you don't want to do that with real money, because by the time you learn, then you don't have any money. So I have a way. My approach with these prop firms, these deeply discounted prop firms, is to lose less, lose a little, lose minimal. You have to put a little bit in the game, a little bit of skin in the game, just so you can stay psychologically connected. But yesterday we had an interesting chart discussion, and we were looking at Bitcoin, and Lionel, Jody had a different chart take. And when he put it up, I was floored. It's like Iori and I had been working on a thesis. I'd come around to Iori's thesis, and then when Mr. Jody came on and said bullshit. That's what he said. That's what he said. Okay. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm the leader. I'm the teacher. He said bullshit. Okay. And then he made his argument, and we looked at the chart, and I'm like, everything that he said was consistent with the rules of I would say price action and Elliott wave theory. And I had to put some pause in my game, and given the mature status of Bitcoin, it's made quite a run. It wasn't that a couple of years ago, it was like in the $13,000 range, and now it's in the neighborhood of 10 times that. We're looking at 1,000% gain in like 2.5 years. Now we all know what goes up must come down. So for the last couple of weeks, we've been discussing maybe bringing some of the discussions that we have in our private Patreon get down, bringing some of those discussions here on the YouTube channel. So here we are. So Lionel has his chart up, and I'm gonna hand it over to him, and he can walk us through Bitcoin, and even tell a little bit about your history with Bitcoin, since it's kind of instrumental in how you became a chartist, a devotee of technical analysis. Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I started in Bitcoin during the summer of 2017. So around this area right here. Let me spread the chart out a little bit more. And I was at the time I was going to community college, and actually before it was about March time frame. And the person who actually introduced me to cryptocurrency told me what it was, how to buy some was Grizzly, young Grizzly. And I said, you know what? Yeah, I do it. Because I already had I was not adverse to investing. So I bought some crypto and some XRP and everything. And I was on the YouTube channels in the YouTube streets listening to and looking at the crypto YouTubers. And I wrote this thing all the way up. And that was the same time of the Coliseum days. And I remember Dollar Will was on there saying, I wouldn't buy Bitcoin with your money. And as a young guy thinking, what is he talking about, man? This thing, like, I got money. What is he talking about? He talking mess. He talking trash. He don't know what he talking about. And obviously, the crypto YouTubers, they were all in, all speculative, all positive, and this thing just went down. It went from just shy of $20,000 to excuse me, December 2017 to a little bit above 3,000 in December 2018. So about a year. And I wrote this thing down. And the reasons as to why it went down, yeah, I ate it up. But it's like still you would want to know why, or not even why, but not why, but you would want to know before it goes down to get out. Because you don't want to buy here, rat it up, lose here, lose 60, 78% of your money, then rat it back up. It's come on, it's too
Wait a
much.
minute, wait a minute. That's if you got the courage to get back in at the bottom.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true.
Right.
Exactly. And so just before COVID were just before COVID was announced, started excuse me, I started getting with Dollar Will because he was already in my ear during the brain trust days of, you know, trade and everything. And so I said, I'll go ahead and do it. So it was around at this bottom right here, March 2020, and just it helped me out. It helped me out with XRP, really. It helped me out with XRP, and I was able to get out before XRP went down. Now, I didn't get out exactly when XRP went down. I was still a novice, still learning, but it helped me keep much of my gains. And that's my history with Bitcoin/cryptocurrency. Now, what I what we discussed yesterday.
Well, one more thing. Now that you learn, and you deep into this now, technical analysis. How has that changed your approach to trading and let's say being a zealot about any particular thing? Because when I said I wouldn't buy it with your money, I wasn't dogging out crypto.
Yeah.
I was saying from the charts and the way it's set up right now, it's due for a pullback. I wouldn't buy it at this price point with your money. That's that. So I wasn't. I think people like a crypto zealot would hear, any negative comment as though you bashing Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you learn on your own, so and I have to say, Lionel is like at the senior level. I consider him more like a trading peer. So, so if he says, if he disagrees with me on a wave count or something like that, I'm going to check myself. Okay, it's just he earned that respect. All right. So how has that? How has learning technical analysis changed your perspective of like individual bubbles and bull runs and stuff?
So one, it allowed me to significantly, like majority significantly, severely significantly, take my emotion out of it because I look at the chart and I can count it, and now I'm not guessing where to get in. I'm not. I don't fall for that fallacy of, oh, because I put my money or because I invested into a stock, therefore it should go up. I don't fall for that fallacy anymore. And also by looking at the charts, I can say, hey, okay, X trend is mature. It's not a lot of meat on the bone. So let's rotate over to something else. And also technical analysis has showed me that, when a trend in the stock is at the top, then you hear this irrational exuberance of, giving a prime example, people who wouldn't that wouldn't typically invest in a stock or whatnot, they start investing into it. It's like, okay, this thing has gotten to the masses, so it's time to get out. And those things coupled together has really helped me out over 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 the 5 years that I've been studying with you under you. And I'm really in tune and acute to those voices now, to people talking about, oh, I'm gonna do this, invest in Bitcoin because it's been going up, or I'm investing in Nvidia because it's been going up. So it has really helped me out.
Yeah. So yeah, the technicals will chill you out.
Right.
You know.
It really will.
Go ahead.
So with this Bitcoin, obviously its inception or its bottom, I'll say its bottom was December 2009. Obviously, it's been around for maybe a few months, for a few months before that. But since its bottom, December 2009, to its current peak, wick peak, this thing has increased almost 20 million%.
Oh my
Right,
God.
20 million%. And the reason I'm pointing that out is to say, excuse me, this thing has increased 20 million% without a break in the trend. And the trend defining of higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. This thing has gone up 20, nearly technically 19 million now, just some odd million, but 20 million% without a break in the trend. And we're already on the moon. We're already past Alpha Centauri. We're already past the Andromeda Galaxy. We're already past that. So yes, me saying that does not mean that Bitcoin therefore is going to go down. What I'm saying is we're searching for a top, be it now or later. It could get to 150, it could get to 160.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, okay, this thing has gone up 20 million%, and it's a lot less meat on the bone than it was at 20,000 or 15,000 or 30,000.
Yeah,
So
you closer to the ceiling than the floor.
exactly, closer to
Yeah.
the ceiling than the floor. And since and a correction is one of the definitions of a correction is a change of trend, and a change of trend is it breaks those higher highs and higher lows. There's nothing here that broke any of these major higher highs and higher lows. And so because of that, when it does break, and because Bitcoin has had a 20 million% gain, that break, that correction, whenever it happens, is going to be devastating. There will be no more about a bounce or about a dip, about a dip, you know. So
So you basically saying that and which I agree that this upcoming whatever point this decline, it's like an old Mont Bell ring.
yeah, it's my phone. Yeah,
Yeah.
But at whatever point this quote correction happens, it's going to be worse than any pullback Bitcoin has had in its existence.
right. And it's going to be longer. And when I say, and because the reason me saying it's going to be longer is because it has a lot of downside, meaning it's going to be a lot of fake outs to the upside, a lot of fake outs to the upside. And so the A wave is going to be devastating. Then because the chart and the price of Bitcoin is so high up, when the A wave is done, the B wave is going to seem like, and it's going to mimic.
When you say A and B, explain that to them. And you're talking a little Elliott wave theory, and
Okay.
tell them about the 5 count, the 5-3 of Elliott wave theory, just the basics, so they understand what you're talking about.
All right. So with Elliott wave theory, you have something called an impulse. Impulse consists of five waves. So you have, see, that's the wrong one, wrong tool. So an impulse consists of five waves. You got, and never mind these horizontal lines. Just pay attention to the green lines I'm about to draw. You have a wave one, a wave two, a wave three, a wave four, and a wave five. And within this five wave impulse, there's rules. The first rule, well, in no particular order, but one of the rules is wave two, which is retraces wave one, cannot fall below the origin, which is right here, of wave one. but wave 2 typically retraces a significant amount of wave 1. Wave 4 cannot encroach on the price territory of wave 1. So wave 4 cannot then go down here in the price territory of wave 1. So those
we're talking about in a typical structure. There is an exception, but it's rare. But it's very rare.
It's rare, right? So, and wave 3 is typically, this is not a rule, but this holds most of the time. Wave 3 is typically the longest wave, right? And so now, when I say a correction, once you hit those 5 waves, you have a correction of this entire what we call a fractal. As this entire fractal wave. So you will have an A wave, which typically reaches down to the last significant low, which is wave 4, typically. And then you'll have a B wave that typically retraces 50% of wave A. And then you have a C wave. Bitcoin is still in this.
It's near that.
Wave. Yeah, it's up here somewhere.
Yeah.
Like you go to the mall, look at the kiosk, you are here. It's up here somewhere, searching for the top. Bitcoin is in the dark room, searching for the walls, searching for the top. And when they find a wall, when they find a top, the ceiling, you're going to have an ABC structure. And so I would say when the ABC structure comes, it's going to be devastating because this is the top. Way down here is where Bitcoin was started. You got to retrace all those the price action will retrace all those years of gains, all those diamond hands,
and prices fall faster than they rise.
Yes. And this B wave, because Bitcoin price is so extreme, this B wave would typically retraces 50% of wave A. Typically, it's going to feel like a new bull market, but it's not. It's a fake bull market. That's not to say don't get into B wave because it's so big. Money can still be made, but you got to know when to get out. You got to know to say, hey, it's time to go. So that's what I mean when I mean ABC correction. And an ABC correction breaks this sequence of higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows in Bitcoin since 2009. It breaks that sequence. Thus, that's how you know that you're in a correction.
All right. Well, let me say this. I should have said this before. We are not financial advisors. Okay? We're not giving you investment advice. This is not advice. This is us, some YouTubers, sharing our opinion. Consult a financial advisor to give you customized advice for your particular needs. Okay, we're just some YouTubers on YouTube. My interest here is to get you curious to want to learn technical analysis, so you don't be victimized by the hysteria. Okay, and to help you have a more educated, more informed conversation or relationship with your financial advisor. Because over here we study sector rotation. Money typically just moves to another asset class or industry group or sector in the market. It doesn't typically leave the financial world. It just goes. Smart money just finds another trend. There's always a trend. There's always an up to the down. So when it looks like the sky's falling and everything's dropping, it's not. There's something that's rising. Okay, and so technical analysis helps you with that. So there are. Let's see.
There's always ways to make money.
The London stock market is over 100 years old. The Dow Jones is over 100. It's in the neighborhood of like 130 years or something like that. So we have the Great Depression. So we have a little bit of a playbook of where money goes when there's fear. And so we're watching to see if that valid, that historical playbook. And so if you're over with me in the Patreon, you will learn that playbook, and then you can have a more intelligent discussion with your financial advisor because you know the playbook. and they were taught the playbook in school. So that'll give you like you might be, because of your knowledge, you might be willing to assume more risk than someone that's not as informed. And so your financial advisor will give you information or recommendations that takes into consideration your risk tolerance. And so your education is I'm talking about your familiarity with the financial markets, that type of education. That's going to help your financial advisor better serve you. But go ahead.
So yeah, that's but yeah, we're searching for still in the Bitcoin so far. Did
All
you want to do
right.
the gold or
I agree with
Let's
you.
see. You got a and then we're gonna go to Iori and see what he gonna which one he gonna
you
talk
said do I got
about.
what?
Yeah, just off the cuff, I'm springing this on you. You have any other crypto that you want to talk about since you got Bitcoin up? Or
I got XRP, but I'm a purist, so
so I mean, do you want to share? Want to share?
I'll share it. Yeah. Keep in mind I'm a LA purist, so
No, I
it's
don't
gonna
have no
ruffle some
opinion. I don't.
feathers.
I've not studied this one, so I'm gonna go. I'm
So
gonna
this
just
is
go mute.
XRP. Since the bottom, the exception was obviously before June 2014, but its total bottom was June 14 at what's this, 2/200, 2/10 of a penny. So as you can see, we have a one and then a two. Just like the rule says, does not go below the bottom or origin of wave one. We have a wave three. I know this is wave three because wave three typically makes a lot of money in a short amount of time. So that's wave three. This is wave four, triangle wave four, then wave five, which topped out at $3.20, $3.30, right? This occurred in January 2018, a month after Bitcoin's high. Since then, I believe we've been in a correction since January 2018 and what we call an expanded flat. The low from the peak to trough from January 2018 to March 2020 is really A wave. You got an A, triangle B, and C. The B wave, this peak did not break this uh, point right here. It's just one continuous down move. From A, you really can't count this right here. Let me spread and thin this out a little bit. Even if someone says this low in March 2020 is a wave two, this right here is really not countable. You can say one, two, three, four, five, but I believe this wave three is the shortest wave of these waves from here to here, and
Which violates a rule.
which violates the rule. Wave three cannot be the shortest. It's definitely shorter than one, and it's definitely shorter than five. And not only that, if you could say, let's say you forget, let's say you say, forget the rule. This is one and two. You got one, two, three, four, five. That's three. You got one, two, three. So there's no four and five. You can't even say truncated four and five because it doesn't count right. So I'm calling this a B wave up to wave A. Let me therefore put this. So this is the larger wave A, and I'm saying we got A B C up for wave B, which made a new high, which is expanded flat. Now in LA wave theory, the B wave and expanded flat typically ends at like the 1382 above the high wave one, So which would be now I am in the camp that XRP has some more room to go up, and we're looking at XRP could terminate somewhere around $4.58. Just real quick, this B wave up has C wave C of B. My apologies, C of B has 5 waves up, right? Green wave A, green wave B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of green wave C. Now to confluence what I was saying, I am pure as Elliott wave, and I do sprinkle harmonics in my account only during corrections to help me pinpoint when a correction can be over. I put a extended bat on this pattern, and it also says that XRP could end around this area, which is the 132 above wave one. So that's my confluence. And a flat correction is a one of 3 corrections out of wave theory. It is a long correction, which tells me we're going to have a red wave C that comes. And I think that red wave C will come all the way down whenever it happens, all the way down here to about 5 or 6 tenths or hundreds of a penny. The good news about that is there's a lot of money to be made when this thing finishes and goes back up.
Yeah.
$1,000 can look like a Bitcoin move. So I am in the camp of XRP having some more rise, but it's limited. It's limited in my opinion. So that's my account of XRP.
Thank you. I already he muted up.
Yeah. I'm here, Delaware. You said something?
What chart you can share?
I can do silver here because that's what I was looking at. So
Post it. You'll wait for the connection to come back. It doesn't take that long. It'll be back. It'll be back.
You got that Starlink connection.
Yeah, man. It's been crazy this weekend with StreamYard. StreamYard, it's been crazy.
My internet been crazy here too.
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
StreamYard keeps kicking me out like periodically, so that's why.
Let me introduce this to y'all. I just had an interesting conversation today. Let's see. I have Spectrum internet, and the price is ridiculous, I think. So earlier this month, I said, let me T-Mobile 5G. I mean, I don't expect it to be as good. I really don't. But the question is it good enough? Because internet carrier had been having the outages. So they had a nice rate, Took me from 88 down to 50. Okay, so I call the good folks at Spectrum to disconnect the service. This is early today.
Uh-huh.
Man, they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Okay, they were competitive. Let me put it like that, and with some other stuff thrown on. They just say, if you don't like your internet rate, call your carrier and ask them what discounts they have. If they don't have any discounts, tell them you want to talk to someone about disconnecting the service. They're gonna make you an offer. They don't want you to leave. They're gonna make you an offer. They're not gonna let you. They're not gonna let you get off that phone without. They're gonna try to make you happy some kind of way. So if you got one of those expensive internet bills where they charge you almost $90 a month, and mine was internet only, no TV, nothing, no cell phone, just internet. Okay, and I'm like, this is freaking crazy. And so give them a call. That's the point of all this. Give them a call. Give your internet provider a call if you don't think the rate is competitive. Okay.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, can you guys see my chart, by the way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I was looking at silver because we were doing some pregame and stuff like that. So I've got my silver chart here, and technically it looks like I'm calling this a 1 and a 2 right here. This is the XAG USD. So this is the silver chart that we have access to. So on my charting platform. So you got your 1, your 2 right here. This big thing right here is a wave 3. Then you have a B, C, which I'm calling a wave 4. And technically we're in some sort of wave 5 from what I can see. Now there's different opinions that people can have, but this is the opinion that I have.
Okay. So the fact that that silver has not taken out the high that you call a wave 3 in 2011, are you bullish or bearish silver?
I'm bullish because I think it's a matter of time before we go above that $48 high. I just think we're in a coiled spring to get there. Right.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how I think about it.
All right. I buy that. Now I'm gonna bring it home with gold, and we're gonna get on up out of here.
Sure.
It's not too much different from what he said. The only difference is I have more price history with gold than you have with silver. Sure. And these metals tend to move together. Now, gold got out the gate first among the metals. Okay, now for everybody listening, the metals and energy like oil, gas, coal, solar, all that stuff tends to move opposite the US dollar. So the US dollar, and we're going to maybe talk about that next week, talk about the dollar and bonds, because there's supposed to be a Federal Reserve meeting, I think next week, to discuss the interest rate. And for those of you who've received the email, from me, or I've been in email chats over the past year or so. I was saying then that interest rate has to be cut because the interest rate is the price to borrow money, and the dollar is destined to fall off the cliff. Okay, so you can't charge a premium for something that's not in demand. And the US dollar is absolutely not in demand. So That's not a surprise. Excuse me. That so let me that the dollar is stressed. Okay, that's not a surprise. So what I said earlier, that money doesn't leave the market; it just rotates to another place. And so when the dollar started falling, and I also discussed about that playbook that's over 100 years old. What happens when there's stress in the markets? So the playbook says the energy and metals typically rise. Now, that's what the playbook says, but as technical traders, yeah, we're biased towards the playbook, but we wait to see proof on the charts. Okay, the charts, the price has to start making higher highs and higher lows. The thing that we're saying is that should be coming up out the mud. It's got to start exhibiting bullish characteristics.
Right.
So now, so we got the playbook that causes us to go look at certain things, and then when the price starts acting bullish, start acting right, start flexing, then we go, okay, it seems to be working according to script, and so then you jump in. So now gold, that peak on Iori's chart was here in 2011. I have a little more data here now. I'm using what's called a Renko chart, which really it focuses on the range of the price movement. It makes the swings easier to see. Now, this decline here is suspicious in that it's kind of curious as to what this is in terms of the wave count, because it does decline about, let's see, this is a 38% decline, which is typically what a wave 4 does. Now, someone could count this and they wouldn't be completely, off. There's a wave 1 that started really around like 71, 70, somewhere in there. Not too, we don't have all the data, but we're pretty close. It's not the start of this uptrend is not too much before here. So I'm saying that we got a tiny wave 1. And you can kind of see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. We got a tiny wave 1, and then this is the wave 2. And as Lynell said, wave, Mr. Jody, a wave 3 tends to be the longest. It doesn't have to be. The official rule is wave 3 can't be the shortest. So wave 3 just has to be bigger than 1 or 5, but it can't be the shortest. What if it is the shortest? That means your count is wrong. That's not wave 3. You've mistaken something else for wave 3. So that invalidates your count. So one way of looking at this is that this is 1, 2, 3, and which you have your silver chart labeled 3 right here. So in terms of this count, we're in sync. And this would be 4. Wave 4 typically is a 38% retrace. We got the 100% line here. We got the 618 there. Or let's round this off to 62. 100 minus 62 is 38. Okay, so that's got the right size of a decline for wave 4, but it doesn't have to be. We might the jury's still out on this. But look what happens. Typically, the price would stop here. This sucker's still going. So we have like a runaway wave 5 if this count is right. Okay. Now it that may not be the count. I'm gonna get to an alternate count in a minute. But we have an extremely bullish wave 5. This count is correct. That has exceeded wave. I'm just measuring the size of this rectangle. I'm gonna bring it down here to show that this box here is bigger than this wave 3 rise. So this wave 5 is huge. Okay. So, but because this wave this is wave three. This wave three is it can be a valid count.
Sure.
So wave three just can't be the shortest. So far, wave one is the shortest. But that still doesn't mean conclusively that we're right in this count.
Correct.
All right, here comes an alternate count. Let me get rid of this. Alternate count would be that we're in wave three. We started wave three here, and we have, and even this is not even looking right. This Fibonacci scale is not, it's already overrunning that. So wave three has 5 waves inside of it. So this is wave 1 and 2, 3. This is like not significant enough of a pullback to be a count. Okay, so an alternate count is this is 1, 2, 3. Let me say it again. I'm counting the 5 waves internal to wave 3. So we could have a massive wave 3 that's not over yet. And given the fact that the dollar is early in its decline, there's devastation like you wouldn't believe ahead for the dollar. It's gonna get that work. Okay, so the whole BRICS stuff you reading about in the news, it's about that.
Sure.
That's because the whole world knows the dollar is going to hell. It's nothing that can stop it. And again, we're technical traders. It's not the fault of any president. I'm a registered Democrat, so you know I ain't no Trump fan. But this decline is getting ready to happen with the dollar, and it's like the Trump for it. It's not his fault either. It's just a mature trend, and it was time for the correction, and it was going to fall no matter who was president. It can't be prevented. Okay, you just have to rotate your money and get out the way. It's like a tsunami coming. You always gonna have tsunamis. You know, you always gonna have earthquakes, tornadoes, and hurricanes. Okay, they always gonna be with us. You gotta learn how to get out the way, bob and weave. You know, and that's what trading is. And so so now that said, because the dollar has an epic decline. I don't even want to get into it till next week. It upsets you. That means that gold, the size of this gold wave is bigger than our logic, our reason says it is. And I'm speaking, I'm gonna tie this into Lynell's chart of Bitcoin. Way back in the day, 2017-ish, when we were talking about Bitcoin on the Coliseum, and then we started up the Black Brain Trust, we were doing Bitcoin charts back then. I said the jury is out in terms of Bitcoin. It's in terms of its utility. If Bitcoin, the question was, and this question still isn't resolved. The question then at the time for me was, is Bitcoin going to function as a hedge against the US dollar? If it does, then it's vitally important. It's going to be with us. But if it does not function as a hedge for the dollar, then it's a scam with no use at all. And the jury is out on that. But so far, you know, given how much it has moved, I gotta give it, you know, the thumbs up. But just like that Bitcoin chart when Lynell was looking at, could just be a big wave 1.
Sure. Yeah, it could.
And you know, our logic and reason is just not used to seeing wave structures that big. Okay, and here we're looking at a gold chart where it's running off the scale of the tools that we use to measure wave counts. This thing is just unmeasurable. It's like, you know, it's like having a kid in elementary school with size 13 shoes. You know, you ain't supposed to had no damn size 13 shoe in the 6th grade and you still growing, you don't know how big that foot gonna get, okay? And so it's kind of so Bitcoin and gold are just off the charts. So if this is a wave 3, then gold extension would look something like, and this is just for the wave 3 part, not for let me see, hold on, this thing is it locked down here? Come on, I'm gonna have to scrunch it down. Okay. So if this is fractal 1, we got a long way before we finish wave 3.
Dollar Will, you might want to say that again. You were kind of going in and out audio wise.
So this for gold. And so if the US dollar our brain don't even know how to calculate that. What do you do with negative interest rate? But that Fed interest rate cut happens at the in a week. I think they're going to cut. But even if they postpone, they just can't. It can fall low enough where it will have value to all of us, because a lot of people want to see the return. These are, again, just my opinion. You're going to see the return of the zero interest credit card. You haven't seen one of them in a long time. Anybody still there with me? Nope.
Yeah, I'm still
okay.
here.
So yeah, I think percent credit cards, there'll be an opportunity.
Yeah, I think your internet dropping.
Bleed, or as I say on the Patreon, the eagle like taking us to a higher cliff to drop us from. Okay, and so everybody's the only chance people have, because nobody's going to tell There's not going to be. There won't be any news reports
Yeah, your internet is spotty now, and I think there's a lag.
So that's all I got. Anybody else? Got any final thoughts, Iori, Lynell?
Can you hear me? I think it's a lag.
Okay. Did something happen to Dollar Will?
I think he's lagging.
Oh, okay.
Internet was bad. It's bad.
Yeah. I understand. He'll be back. He'll be back.
Issues on the internet, stream, y'all. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. We're back.